Welcome to the Rolled Standard. I'm Christopher, and I am going to be our GM as we jump back into Mörk Borg. Yeah?
I can't believe there wasn't John Cena music there.
No, he's not here.
No, he was in the last
That's
stuff.
not on
That's
brand.
true. Yep. I'm joined, of course, by the usual players at this table.
Hello, I'm Levi. I play Dennis, the Menace.
Man, got that out of the way quick.
Yeah, I'm glad he did it.
You gotta, so you can't bring it back up. And I'm Jake. I play Arthur.
That's probably the calmest he's going to be all night.
Yeah. Nope, I hope.
And I'm Nate, and I play Melville, Hugo Lesterborne.
And with that, let's roll the music. The three of you, Dennis Watkins, Arthur Higgins, and Melville Hugo Lesterborne, along with your new acquaintance, Tethyk Norvis, step through a portal and into this plane of blackness.
Well, this is foreboding.
I pull out my lamp.
It's...
I forgot you had that.
Yeah, you pull
I did not.
You pull your lantern out and you see that like it emits light just around itself, but basically like it has maybe a 1 foot radius of light due to the
But we can see
weird
like
darkness.
each other?
You can see everything just fine, as if there's like
weird
light not needing to be cast.
I put my lamp away.
Okay.
It's useless here.
Yeah. You notice you standing on a what can really only be described as a plateau ripped out of the ground and no other ground around. Think like Dragon Ball Z, how there's just like a thing floating in the air with like, you know, it's iconic.
sure.
Cone-shaped.
Yeah.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah, there we go. and it's just this dark, hard-packed earth, and in the middle of that stands this obsidian tower. Tethyk looks at the three of you. He's like, "Well, it's good to be home. If you don't mind, I'm gonna slip into something a little more comfortable." And he makes a gesture as if he's holding a zipper at the crown of his head and zips it down. And you can see this like eldritch energy kind of glowing in this line that he creates as he does this, and he does it all the way down to the gooch. And you see like his facade, his image himself like slipping off of him as if it's fabric, but then it kind of disintegrates halfway down, and you see beneath this corpse of a man, far more decomposed than you guys were when you first awoken in that cemetery.
I totally understand why you did that.
Oh, it's so much more comfortable to be out like
Oh
this.
my God!
Is it?
Could you please put that back on?
You take the mask off, Arthur. I'll put on the...
I'm not taking this off.
Fair enough. Let's just give him some. So, gentlemen, why don't you guys make yourselves at home? There is a barracks of sorts that you guys can live in. It's very...
Kind of, but that's all right.
It works.
It's his cousin.
They're in the same country.
That's the accent. The women are like, I love you.
No, you don't.
God.
Those are very hard to do. Those are throat rippers.
Yes, quite.
Yeah, so the four of you walk into this tower, and you see inside, it's just, this place is very menacing. It just looks evil. Like if a building was evil, this would be that building.
I love your chandeliers with the hanging bodies.
Yes, they're actually some kind of stone. They look pretty convincing, though, don't they?
They smell convincing too.
That's not them.
That is
Oh,
also foreboding.
God damn it! This place is terrible.
I mean, I thought it was terrible before, to be honest.
This place. Better left for dinner. Why don't you guys go settle in and meet me in the dining hall? If you are confused, ask any of the servants.
Where are they?
You'll find them.
Oh,
Or
I'm
they'll
gonna
find
like this
you.
place.
I'll send them to you.
Gross. Where's my room?
And he points off in a direction. And you see that like the tower itself was very narrow, and you were expecting to find probably just like a spiral staircase going up to the top. But when you inside this thing, this has a lot of doors. You would assume that like based on the size of the room you're in and the size of the exterior from outside of it, that these doors would lead outside. but apparently they don't.
Well, I think I'm going to take his advice. I am very profusely hurt still. Today, I'm sure that it's obvious that today did not go as planned.
I thought it went well.
I mean, for us, a bit better. Then I'll look over at Dennis like,
Yeah, he's still dead.
Oh yes, let's do something about that. And he he reaches his hand out to you, and this like white mist kind of flows out of his hand and into you.
Yuck.
And you feel you feel your flesh rejuvenate and kind of gain its color again as your blood starts flowing.
I didn't think you'd be so pink.
Arthur looks for the zipper effect that you did earlier on himself.
Oh, he's real.
Oh, weird. You just don't want to give yourself a soul, or
Unfortunately for me, I am not deathless. You three, however, are. You're all staring at me blankly like you don't know what that means.
I mean,
being
what
alive
is-
for
what is
2.5
deathless?
hours.
Well, fair enough.
I don't know what that means.
Well, you don't die, presumably.
That's a big part of it, yes. I mean, you can die, but that takes...
Effort?
Indeed. We'll talk after dinner. Or actually, rather, since you guys look like you need a nice...
Well, I brought a
night's
a housewarming gift.
And he holds out a handful of worms.
Oh,
Think of
delightful.
it as a casserole.
And he just slurps them up like gummy, like if they're gummy worms.
Well, that was meant for dinner, but okay.
Oh, there's a snack.
Ah,
I only eat Paul otherwise.
What?
At dinner. And he walks off.
Oh my goodness.
oh god. All right, I guess I'm just gonna find a place to settle in. I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you guys take off into the direction that he kind of pointed as your barracks. And you see that there is like a bunk room for 4 individual people, obviously. Foot lockers, hearth, desk. It actually looks a little homier than the rest of this building.
Got a very evil feng shui.
So you guys do settle into your bunk room here. What do you guys do?
Wait patiently, make fun of Dennis, maybe?
Oh, you guys gonna take like an actual rest here?
Yeah, because he's
Yeah,
got
that's not-
boo-boos.
Okay.
I think that's not a bad idea.
You're at what, 1?
No, we did eat some worms before
okay,
Tethyk showed
that's
up,
right.
but
That's true.
I was not in good shape then.
Yeah, we can consider it a normal long rest. We'll call it just due to familiar terms. Regardless of food, considering the events and considering the location, just all of it really.
I suppose it was like the middle of the night when we left.
It was.
So
and you guys have never actually rested.
No, so
even
this-
though you're in a place that is
We've
hard to
technically
determine.
been these characters in game like 2.5 hours.
That's a great point.
Yep.
A lot has happened.
They've been animated and moving around for 2.5 hours.
That's
Well, it makes sense then that we'd like sleep and then wake up around dinner time the
Yeah,
next
now
day.
that we're all human and probably
Actually,
feeling
yeah.
exhausted.
That's probably true.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna do what I'm calling the Dawn Protocol, and we'll get used to this because it's gonna happen every single in-game day. And they're going to be rolling on the calendar of Necrobell, and we're not gonna do that until we get out of this place.
Okay.
Okay, so we likely won't do that till next episode, to be honest.
All right, let's end it.
The way we're gonna do that is we're gonna roll a d20 initially. Every time a misery happens, it's gonna change. It's gonna escalate. So after the first one, it's going to be a D12, and then a 10, 8, 6, 4, and eventually that 7th misery is going to be rolling a D2. However, there will be something you can do to prevent that, and we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Circumcision.
Second thing, rolling for depleted omens. And right now, I believe Dennis and Melville both are depleted. Arthur, do you still have any omens?
I should have 1.
Oh, you have 1. Okay, so Dennis, you're going to roll a D2, and Melville, you're going to roll a D3.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. 1.
2.
Nice. Okay, there you go. That's your new omens for the day.
Yay.
Roll for powers, all 3 of you. That's presence plus D4.
Presence plus D4. Where's D4? Let's find it. That's 5.
Okay.
Shit, 1.
Oh, really? Okay.
Wait, I don't remember. What?
Presence.
Your stat.
Yep.
It's a -1.
Yes.
Yep. So D4 minus 1 then.
Oh boy.
So roll a D3.
Yeah. You roll a 1. A 3. So
Okay.
So 2.
2.
That's better. That's better off than I expected you to get. To be honest.
Whatever that means.
We're going to be rolling for undead effects every day as well. Not applicable. You guys are all technically living.
Wait, what the heck was my 1 for?
What?
Yeah, what's mine 2 for?
What we just rolled for?
Well,
Powers.
Powers.
The number
Powers.
of,
Oh,
the
powers
number
per
of
day.
times you can use your things.
Your
Oh,
PPD.
so I can monkey twice.
Yeah, technically. Mhm.
Okay.
Or use a scroll and monkey.
Yep.
Yeah. Or monkey and use a
Don't I
scroll.
have to roll for my power?
But I mean, using it once
Also?
and staying there.
Yeah,
is
that's
not
what
a
the
bad
D4
place.
roll was.
So is it still the worms? Like, don't I have?
Oh, we're
new
getting to that.
power?
We're getting to that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's literally the next thing. Arthur, roll for Pale One's Blessing. So roll a D6.
Oh boy.
2.
A 2?
Is it the worms again?
No, it's not. It's membranous wings.
No.
You can fly short distances, but cannot wear armor. Birds seem to dislike you. So don't worry about that right now, because that'll come out in the fiction.
Shit.
Arthur, again, roll for the Shard of Metal, 2%. So roll a D100. If you roll a 1
Oh,
or
I
a 2,
forgot about that. Which one was the we were using for the 100?
These are the D100s.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
I'm gonna get all this out of the way. No
What?
interference.
Yeah,
Did you just find a dead body in the bed with wings?
Oh, you're
41.
good. 41. 41? Okay, yeah. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you're dead.
Yeah.
I mean, you are like, you can be reresurrected in the ways that we'll talk about.
But
here.
that would still suck for the.
You would lose.
Yeah, it
you
would be,
lose some things.
you have a small
we'll-
chance.
We'll talk about that when we
Jesus
get to that next part of the expedition. I guess.
Absolutely.
We'll
Next
also
episode
roll
of
weather.
Guys.
Not going to matter right now.
'Kay.
And rolling for the day's event, if applicable. It might be the case because I like in the spirit of Mörk Borg being a very random game, or Mörk Bori.
Yeah.
You know, or Mörk Borg if you're uneducated.
Mörk Borg.
No, I mean, to be honest, Mörk Borg or Mörk Bori. I've
Moi
heard,
moi.
I've heard reputable people in the game itself refer to it as both. So either way, so that'll be the Dawn Protocol essentially. Other important things, and we're adding these ourselves. We decided to homebrew a couple rules, and I decided a really great campaign homebrew was something I'm calling the Curse of Deathlessness, essentially. And then he mentioned, Tethyk did earlier, that you guys are deathless. And what that means is you guys continue to,
We're like roaches.
well, the normal person, once they're dead, they're dead. You know, certain things can bring them back, but they're never truly themselves. You know, you guys, your soul has sort of an ember in a way. And the more this thing has, the more potency that your soul fire has will determine how much longer you were able to keep doing this. Specifically, there are 3 modes of deathlessness, and they are living, undead, and dead. So anytime you die, regardless of whether or not you're living or undead, you will be dead. Now, you guys can perform the ritual of deathlessness on each other. It's one person can do it on another person per long rest, essentially. And that requires the use of your soulfire potency by 1 on the person who is being resurrected.
revived.
Yep. So it drains their potency. Regardless of whether or not you were undead or alive, you will die. You become dead when dead. And then will be revived as undead regardless of where you started with that. If you are undead for from dawn to dawn, you can perform the ritual of deathlessness on yourself, bringing yourself back to alive again or living.
Ooh, that's cool.
So in other words, to go from straight up dead to living, it requires the potency of 2 to be spent. So if you've only got 1, I mean, and your soul fire potency is going to be a consumable resource that is going to be
Can't die
valuable. and
again
rare.
that day. Otherwise, you have to wait another fucking day to go human. It makes sense.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was trying to balance the stages or the states, because why would you want to be alive if being undead was not much different? Also, you'll be rolling on the being dead table, which is courtesy of somebody, and I will cover that in the prologue or in the epilogue there, I guess. So the other thing is, in Open Graves, we fudged your guys' HP quite a bit.
Yeah.
To
I
explain
liked
that,
it. I liked
ultimately,
it, though.
you determine your 4 stats, and then you have those modifiers, or whatever they end up being. And that's what you add to a D8 roll, the toughness, to determine. Like for you guys, I know for Arthur and Melville, you both have 0 toughness.
Yes.
Whereas Dennis has +2.
Chip.
Ultimately, you guys would have added those to a D8 roll, but what we did was use the original toughness number that figured
Right.
modifier and
Right.
added that to a D8. Not how you do it. So we're going to fix that. Now that you guys are alive, you change state, and it kind of makes... We're fictionally making sense of the mechanical failure. So you guys are now literally, Arthur has 8 hit points, and I'm giving you max for your first level. So just as if you rolled an 8. So 8
Thanks,
for Arthur. Yeah, you're welcome. 8 for Arthur, 8 for Melville, and 10 for Dennis.
For the monkey boy.
I am never going into combat.
You're carrying 2 bananas.
Dude, I've seen a person with 1 HP, a character with 1 HP, make it through everything.
Holy
everything
shit.
so
Yeah,
far.
it's been...
Well, just remember that bridge scene.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We survived
Here's
that.
the thing:
Yeah,
if
I
you
parried
only
like
if
20
you feel like you don't have a lot, then you hold it dearly and act accordingly.
Yes.
That's it.
Dennis runs away.
I mean, if that's what you feel you need to do,
I
to
had
save
to do
yourself,
it in
then
the.
do it.
I had to do that in the world where we had more
Arthur's,
HP.
Arthur's the only one not willing to run from the fight until
I feel
he's...
like the lesson that like you're in any tabletop RPG, where like your players are always like running headlong into combat when it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate game to teach them the lesson.
Yeah, no,
'Cause,
this
like,
is
D&D
great.
will not teach you that.
No,
because you can survive everything.
I loved how I was forced to run away because
Yeah.
Dennis took the
Dude,
the
a
only
forced
light
retreat
source.
is humbling, but also important
Yeah,
because it keeps you
yeah.
alive.
No, it was great. It made for a great
Yeah.
story.
Well, I mean,
for sure.
we didn't fight those guys, and for good reason.
To touch back up on the HP situation, what we're going to do now is those are the new HP that you have.
Right.
When you hit 0, you're broken, right? And then you roll your broken D4, whatever. If you end up dying in that scenario, you're dead. Can be risen again as undead, and then that will put you down to 0 hit points still. And you'll be going down to your negative version of what you had and as your max while living. So for you two, you go down to -8 and you die as undead. Right. For you, -10.
Sweet.
So that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I had it done differently, but I saw the Being Dead did do it that way, the Being Dead document. And I was like, that's a great way to do it. It's the same thing, but it just simpler single scale rather than 2 different scales
Right.
that are identical. So that's pretty much it. You won't be doing the broken thing when you die as undead. You just become dead. Also, an important note is because we're doing the hit point system that way, if you have 2 hit points, for example, and take 3 damage, you're not going to -1, you're going to 0.
Because you'll be brought back. Because you're going to be
It
dead,
just
and when
wouldn't-
you're
it
brought
would break
back,
that mechanic a little bit.
right? Yeah, it makes sense because when you die,
You get brought back at 0.
you get brought back at 0. It's not
Yeah.
like you're being brought back.
It would
undead.
nullify the point of those negative numbers existing in the
Right.
first place.
Yeah.
Or no, actually, we could do that. You take 3 damage in that scenario with 2 hit points. You're at -1. Therefore, you're not doing the broken roll. You're just straight dead, right? But can be resurrected at 0 hit points again as undead. That
Oh,
works just fine too.
I see.
That'll forego the broken 0 roll.
That does make
'Cause
sense
that's
too.
ultimately how you would do it if you were not deathless.
Yeah, because you're not. Yeah, you'd just be
Yeah.
dying anyway.
Yeah, sure. Let's just do it that way. Then.
Sure,
So,
yeah, that
so
makes
we don't
sense.
have to we don't have to crop it.
I
to
didn't
0.
even think about
But
that.
what would
Me
the,
neither until we verbalized it.
Of course.
the
I guess.
what is the broken 0 roll then?
Okay, so when
What
you
would
hit
that have
0
been?
hit points,
Oh, I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah,
considering
I can get into that.
we haven't ever hit it.
Yeah.
no, that's true. When you hit 0 HP, you are broken, and what that means then is you roll a D4. If you roll a 1, you fall unconscious for D4 rounds and awaken with D4 HP. You don't really die. You got knocked out and then you come back.
That is not that bad though.
2, you roll a D6. On a 1 through 5, you have a broken or severed limb, and on a 6, you lost an eye. Can't act for D4 rounds, then become active with D4 hit points. So it's similar as that, but with
Coming
bodily
back
harm.
with the hit points though is like the real boon.
It gives
of
you
that.
it gives it back. 3 is a hemorrhage, death in D2 hours unless treated. All tests are DR16 the first hour, DR18 the last hour.
Yeah, it comes with the boon, huh?
No, the
Also, the
first 2
chance
do
of
though.
everything else happening.
Hey, no.
And 4 is straight up dead. If you roll a 4 on that D4, you just straight up dead.
You have to think about the mechanics of Mörk Borg though. Those first 2 broken rolls are
pretty sweet.
benevolence in the world of Mörk Borg. It's like for real.
On a lot of these
the
tables,
nicest they could
we're
be.
like, you feel like rolling low is always bad. It seems like basically TTRPGs teach you that kind of ingrained, but not
like
the case
6,
for these
you lose an
tables.
eye,
Yeah,
4,
these
you
tables
die.
are often better on low rolls.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it depends on the table. It depends on the creator. So with that, you guys have rested. I think we've talked about the deathlessness thing enough to be for you guys as well as the listeners to understand what we're doing with that. And we'll cover more stuff when the questions arise, I guess.
Yeah,
No big
absolutely.
deal.
They always do.
They always do, and that's fine.
That's part of the process, friends.
Yeah. Another thing I want to mention is I'm going to actually fill the episodes, the ones that I write, with Easter eggs, kind of referencing anything, really, mostly metal stuff because of the setting.
That's fair.
And I'm going to put a question out there in the Spotify like the Q&A part of it to see if you guys caught any of them out there. If you have commented,
That's awesome.
let me know because they're pretty good. And if you can find those, then hell yeah, you did some digging.
That's cool because I like.
Did you put an Easter egg in yet?
No, I don't believe so. I think I've just been talking mechanic stuff, and then there's a slight introduction to the scenario before they rested.
If you said yes, I'm like, oh, this makes sense that I don't know any of this. Then and I won't.
No, I haven't yet actually. No, none.
Now everybody pay attention.
Yeah, well, I guarantee this part 0 doesn't have any.
Yeah, well, even then, I'm
Jake will put one in.
You feel free. Okay, so that's the question this episode. Did you catch Jake's reference? Because I didn't.
Yeah, no, it's just like a cut of some really bad audio from like a laptop the microphone, just like that's a bastard, and then just comes back into the conversation.
What is that, a Kiss reference?
Fuck.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'll just have a poorly
It
recorded,
makes so much sense for you to be that character, though, Levi. God damn it.
poorly recorded audio of Basements and Bastards playing in the background somewhere.
Oh god, I don't even.
Oh,
I
no.
don't even want to.
Shmee!
Okay, so with that, I feel like you guys have taken your long rest. Let's personally take a short rest, and when we come back, dinner with Tethyk.
Wank it!
Welcome back to the Rolled Standard. We exposited a lot of stuff.
Expose?
Whatever, not that. And you guys rested, had a night's sleep in Tethyk's tower, and have decided to join him in the dining room. And you enter this. You guys see, with the intention of doing that, you leave your room and you look down the hallways, and you don't see it, but you do see a skeleton with a bow tie. Nothing else, just a bow tie. Walk up to you guys.
You could at least put some pants on.
Looks down, looks up at you guys, shrugs.
I feel like that's a weird standard to hold for a skeleton.
He just stands there.
You fucking asshole. Well, to the dining room then.
He gestures down the hall with his hand.
All right.
The three of you walk that direction. He kind of follows behind you guys. You come to a T in this hallway, and you came from this way, and T wasn't there before. But he gestures. You hear him, his bones cracking and
Clicking and
groaning.
clacking.
Yeah, as he gestures to the right, and you guys turn, and you enter this large door.
How unlawful.
I know.
It goes to show who Tethyk really is.
I mean, you know. No, you enter this large double door, and you see this massive black everything in here is like shiny and black. Like it's just all kind of blends itself together sort of sometimes. Like there's probably things that you pass in the hallway you didn't even realize because it just blended.
Very glossy in
It's
here.
the kind of place.
glossy.
Yeah, it's the kind of place where like you could put a lot of light in here and it'd still be a dim place.
Yeah, actually, and it is. It is relatively dim. I mean, it's bright in its own way, and it kind of this weird, kind of gives off its own light. Ooh, weird. It's almost like if the presence of light isn't even necessary. You know what I mean?
Kind of like the void outside of this place.
Yeah, it was very simple. I mean, it's in this place, so I mean, or presumably,
Right.
assumedly. But you see at the head of this long table, Tethyk, in his undead state, sitting at the head of the table in a very tall chair, too tall. And at his right, you see his brother Pelgrane sitting there, muscle bound as always, shirtless as heck.
Oh, there you are, Denim Dad.
Hey, it's good to see you boys.
Yeah, we made it.
Yes, gentlemen. It
Oh,
took
fuck.
you long enough. I feel like you fell asleep.
Yeah, that tends to happen when you all of a sudden need sleep.
Yeah, no, I let you go. Have a seat, gentlemen. I will have the servers bring out some food.
Awesome. And Arthur flexes his flesh wings or whatever the hell they are.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah, they'll go away soon. I'm not proud of them either.
That's interesting.
Does this pinkness wear off? I don't remember being this pink.
Technically, it does. Depending on how you play your cards.
It's like my body's just flowing with blood.
Yeah, that's what living is.
Has he been dead longer than us?
I think he might have been.
Honestly, I have no idea how long any of you have been dead. I have many questions, actually, regarding that.
Cool, what's for dinner? I'm full up on worms.
I hope
And
it's not
as,
worms.
as you ask that, another door in the room, like a side door, opens up and 4 skeletons come in. Bow ties as well, indistinguishable from each other and from the one you is no longer with you. They all bring out plates with huge cuts of meat. They leave this massive, like Fred Flintstone size rib thing, just cut of rib in front of Pelgrane.
I'm sure you need a lot of protein to keep that up.
Horse, full of protein.
Oh God.
And other cuts of meat set at the table in front of all of you, dubiously shaped.
You wouldn't happen to have any cabbage, would you?
Cabbage? No cabbage per se, but moon cabbage perhaps.
Oh, my
Can't
man.
avoid it. It can't be avoided.
Perhaps later.
Again, if we're going back to references, what about Paul?
Paul, yeah. Oh, yes, this is Paul, and he like gestures to the plates of meat.
Oh.
I eat nothing but Paul.
What?
Is Paul
Can-
a human?
I was just gonna
Or
say,
was?
is it?
Sort of.
Oh no.
I mean, he is human, but doesn't really behave as humans do.
I should not have asked.
If you prefer something else, I'm sure there's more horse or other things, perhaps. You will learn that as you are undead, you would need to eat human meat for sustenance.
Oh fuck. Well,
Very well.
And Arthur picks up a fork and starts eating Paul.
Wow, you are a living man. You do not need to do that.
Oh, fuck!
I was just going to say that. So, do you have a farm of Paul's? Is this how that works?
In a matter of speaking,
Why didn't you
yes.
tell me first?
You were pretty hasty.
no, I would definitely. I'd rather have horse for sure.
All right.
Hey, good luck, friend. I mean, you can choke that down if you want.
Go fuck yourself.
I mean, I guess I could spare some horse.
How about the...
You're not gonna eat a whole horse, are you?
Not
I'll
today.
take the fowl.
Over the course of 3 days, maybe.
Well, I definitely don't need as much as you do.
He eats a whole horse in 3 days?
Yeah.
Holy
How
shit.
do you think he stays that jacked? Just fill their body with horse and you fucking jacked.
He's 8'9". Look at him. He's
that
not
long.
even human.
No, I'm human. And he stares at you.
I stare back.
And they just don't break eye contact for
Anyways,
too long.
Tethyk, you were
Meanwhile,
I don't... Why are we here? I mean, we're alive now. Can we just leave?
that's a great question. And yes, you may, if you choose to do so. But however, I do have an offer for you. You are deathless, and I feel like the GM may have gave you the exposition as to what that is, so I no longer need to do that. However, I do know what that means for all of us. You see, the end is coming. Veru has spoken this, and it's inevitable. However, we can stave it off. You see, the world is filled with icons of evil, and these icons, if brought out of the dying world, will slow the acceleration of the apocalypse.
Give me one reason why I would care.
Do you enjoy living?
I honestly don't care. It's fun. I like to kill things.
Yeah,
You want to keep doing that?
Well, think about what it was like when I assume then that me reliving my death for what felt like eternity is not just a me thing.
That's what happened for you. You lived your dying moment.
Yes.
Eternally.
Oh,
That is
it
common.
was horrible. Yes,
I've heard many accounts of that, but I've also heard many accounts of other things.
it was a long and arduous hanging.
Oy. What about you, Arthur? What did you experience before you awoke in that cemetery?
I was captured, and they caged me, and then dropped me in an ocean.
You drowned.
They drowned me, yes.
And I imagine you spent eternity drowning.
Sure. And I woke up in a box, so I guess they just pulled my body out like some anchor. Fucking finished me off by putting me in the ground. I don't know.
That's a lot
It
of
wasn't
effort.
great.
That's a lot of effort for a man who's already dead. You must have been somebody to me.
Maybe I was the king and you were my jester. Ah, Mel.
I
that
doubt
would make that would make a lot of sense.
I doubt that very highly.
As do I. But maybe.
What about you, Dennis?
Yes, what about you, Dennis? I have a question regarding your behavior. Why do you scream at trees? This seems absurd and
I'm
honestly
guessing you
stupid.
were a lumberjack.
Yes, is that the case? Did you jack the lumber?
That's so. Wait.
It's terrible.
It's carry wood. You disgusting fucks.
Yeah, you perverts. Pelgrane, quit laughing.
Well, from what I remember is, and then you kind of flashback little episode in his head.
All right, what do we see?
It was just Dennis screaming at a bunch of trees surrounding him.
Eternally?
Yeah, eternally.
Oh, damn.
And then flashback. I don't like to think about it.
Fair enough. Your reasons are your own, I'm sure.
Dennis, you're a fucking freak.
He was stuck in that forest in the Wizard of Oz and the trees just fucking
Just
beat him to death.
circling
Right?
me, beating me.
What the Holy Grail? Monty Python, the Holy Grail? The Knights of Knee?
Yeah. The knights who say knee.
The Knights who say knee, yes.
Oh, man. Poor Dennis. Realistically, these are the reasons why I think you should give a shit. I mean,
Fine. I get it. I wasn't worth a goddamn. Let's go kill some things.
I love it. Here's the situation. I need you to bring me these icons.
Like their heads, a trophy.
Maybe sometimes. I don't know. The Oracle hasn't quite told me what I need yet.
the Oracle.
Yes, I consult with an Oracle, and she tells me things.
Okay,
I had a name for my mistress too. My man, up top.
That's the sound of his hand slapping yours.
Is it all wet and gross? Because he's
Very much so.
he's
Your hand has like a mucus layer now.
Ew.
And so does everything he touches. Like his chair is fucking gross.
Oh,
The worms he handed us, so slimy.
Yuck.
So is that what we're waiting for now?
Yes and no. In the meantime, I feel like we could expedite our journeys going forward if we were to go get somebody, a friend of mine.
Is he undead as well?
Yeah, well, maybe I'm not sure at the moment if he is or not. He is also deathless, though, which is
curious.
important. But please, I know that you need, in order for you to gain more potency to your soul fire, you need to take the souls of deathless.
You hear that, Dennis? Get a hold of him and suck him dry.
Well, I would prefer it if you don't kill this one.
Oh.
He would definitely make things easier for us, and mostly, more importantly, to you, for you. You see, he is what you would call a transmuter, or maybe some would call him a summoner. It's hard to say, really. He doesn't call himself anything. But he can teleport people from place to place a hell of a lot better than I can. I can get you to the dying world, but I can't guarantee that I can get you close enough to be not worthy of replacement. This man, however, can. Now, it's interesting. He has this obsession with an orb. His power comes from it. And I've sensed his energy, and I've sensed his orb's energy. They are in the same place. Oddly enough, there is a third energy presence in that location. The location being Graven Tusk. Specifically, the mausoleum of Peleolin. That's what you will find. It is copper-domed.
Okay.
It should stand out in amongst the drab gray graves of Graven Tusk.
All right.
His name is Ignatius Marcosi.
So, how do we step off this plane of existence and...
I can send you back to the dying world.
Yeah, you just told me you're not good at...
No, I can send you there. I just can't guarantee that I'll send you anywhere helpful. So I am going to give you this. And Pelgrane, fortunately, pulls something out of his pants. He kind of reaches down like the front.
Buddy.
And he pulls out this scroll of paper.
How did you even fit that in there?
That's the only place it'll fit.
Arthur will grab the scroll from him.
Okay, and you unwrap it, and it's a map. It's a map of the world, and it says the dying world. And this specifically, mechanically, is an item called the map of the dying world. And it does have a little bit of mechanical benefits. And all I wrote for the mechanical benefits is know where to go if you know where you are.
Nice.
In other words, if you can identify where you are in the world, you can determine how to get to where you need to go.
That
Perfect.
makes sense and is much more helpful than it.
I will hold on to that and stick it next to the lantern. That seems to always be lit.
Do we have a compass for this map?
You won't need to. It'll tell you what you need to know if you can figure out how to use it.
It rotates like a mini map.
Perhaps it does. You can toggle that on and off. I also am going to give you this, and he takes a necklace off of himself, which is undesirably gross.
Mel, you can take that one.
Yes, this is I call this Recollections of Nowhere. This will allow you to teleport back here, as long as you read the inscription on the back. It hopefully is in a language you understand, and hold hands while doing so. It seems a little weird, I understand, but it connects your bodies together to be able to transport them.
Melville, do you know how to read?
I assume that you do not, Dennis. Like a man who knows how to read would not be screaming at trees. He would learn from reading that trees are no threat. For they are they're printed on trees. Words, generally. All forms.
Yes,
really.
I know how to read, Dennis.
Fantastic.
I assume then you do as well, all shitting aside.
Yeah, I read that scroll on
That's
the bridge.
exactly. I forgot
That is true. You did do that. I almost forgot what happened so many months ago. Yesterday. Earlier today. I guess it was yesterday now that I think about it.
Just know that it's not going to be much use on me if I die, so you're welcome to take it.
I mean, he could take it after you die, of course. Too.
That's what I mean.
Nothing's more fun than looting a corpse.
No, that's
Ah,
fine.
yes, that is a good time.
Here's a question.
Hence the flesh mask.
Step it up, Arthur.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you take a dead body with you?
Yes, as long as you are holding him.
Okay.
Is there a max, like 4 people max, or?
I've never tested it. Maybe perhaps you may. I've only ever brought me and Pelgrane and who was that man's name? Oh yes, Paul.
Oh, Paul.
I mean others too, but I think that was the largest group we've had.
Well, open up the front door and let's go get this guy. What the fuck is his name?
Ignatius Marcosi.
Yes, he remembers.
Ignatius, right.
I have a question before we leave.
Yes, Dennis.
Why are you dead? And why is your brother alive?
That's actually a very good question.
Yes, these are great questions. Well, I will tell you why I am dead. I died, and when you are died, or when you
are died, keep it.
when you die, you are dead.
Why are you staying dead?
Well, that is debatable whether or not I'm still dead. I would consider myself undead. Sometimes with the right.
You gave me a soul.
Yes.
So
Why didn't you take it for yourself and come back?
So
I did.
as a person who is not deathless, it is of no importance to you, for the most part. Is that how it goes? Like you can't become a normal person again.
No, I will never become living again.
Did you die on accident or on purpose?
On purpose.
That makes sense.
I sent myself into this state to prolong my existence, and it has worked. However, it did give me a soul fire, quite rich soul fire.
I see.
Pelgrane here is just living it hard.
How old are you two?
I have forgotten my age, but Pelgrane here, I believe, is 34?
Do you exist in a different state then? Because
Generally, yes.
I was just going to say,
where we are now is literally nowhere.
I couldn't imagine a world where you can't keep track of 40 years old or something like
Have
that.
you seen a sun rise or set here?
Fair enough. Okay.
It's hard to keep track of. Hell, I don't even know how long you slept. Probably a night's worth.
I haven't had to do it in so long.
I never sleep. I just eat Paul.
That poor fool.
Oh,
Yes, you can meet him if you'd like, but I feel like you might want to steel yourselves.
No, I would prefer.
Let's
to.
put that off for a while.
I kinda
Yes,
wanna
but
meet
another
Paul.
time.
I've already tasted the man. That's enough for me.
You might want to thank Paul.
Oh, he's not going to appreciate that.
Let's save him for a more opportune moment.
Yes, Paul doesn't matter. It's like asking to see the fridge. You don't need to see the fridge.
You might not be, but even mentioning him could make him Chekhov's Paul.
Nice.
You don't know.
That is true. I mean, at least we've got the obligatory Paul out of the way.
Yes, it's-
before I completely forget to mention him at all. As I'm sure has happened before.
It's very possible. I guess really with that's all I really had to give you guys. If you're ready to transport to the dying world, then we are ready to go. Sure, yes. Is there anything that you could do? Okay, realistically.
I had a really cool spear. Do you have
Yes,
any weapons?
he had a stick. I have a fever.
Man, we got our asses kicked by goblins.
We could be more prepared.
Yeah, that's
You guys are pretty unequipped.
right. And you're the one carrying the massive sword. So do you want to come with, or do you want to share some loot?
I would love to stay inside for a couple days if that's good. I been out in that cemetery for God knows how long.
All right.
I mean, neck knows how long.
Closer to the truth, I'm sure.
Yes, very well. Yeah, probably. I was talking. I did bring a few things to give you guys. You guys are kind of ridiculous, but learning.
What would give you that idea? There's no ridiculousn's here.
Okay, I believe you.
Stare with my horrifying eyes.
Yes,
Oh, I forgot about that.
I think a mirror will tell you more than I'll be able to. But Dennis, you screaming at the trees reminded me of something I had in my storage
that's
locker.
ridiculous.
This, and he pulls out this axe from under the table. It looks like a normal woodcutting axe. This is the tree hater's axe.
Oh,
I feel like this was made for you. Like, specifically. Does D6 damage and D20 damage versus trees.
That's way better than this obsidian stick, and I throw it over my shoulder.
Arthur, you're a little bit squishy, as the kids would say.
As you know what? Okay, I am, but I did pretty well, I think.
You did, yeah, that's true. I just feel like you could use this, and you hear him like pull something from under the table again, and it's like,
Do you have Santa's bag back there? What's going on?
no, I just have some stuff on the floor at my feet.
Oh,
But this is a chainmail shirt with a hood. Hide your head. Minus D4,
It's backwards.
tier 2 armor. DR plus 2 on agility test. You can't use scrolls while wearing it.
well, thanks, Denim Dad.
You're welcome. And he like gleams like this proudly at you.
Also, can you fix my broken armor?
Me personally, no.
Do you
God, no.
Do you have an undead friend that I can steal his clothes? This is useless. This is just a tapestry now.
I might have a pair of pants you can have.
Don't need.
They're a little
pants.
tight though. I feel like you do need pants. He looks under the table.
the ball caser? Come on. What, you got presents for me or what?
Yes, here, and he has this wooden tube at you, and it's got like a leather cap on it.
You know
What's
what?
this?
Open it and find out.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I knew you were going to do this to me. And I open it up.
And Christmas fun.
I open it up.
Do a bunch of like snakes pop out of it?
Yeah. It's just one of those.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
I'll give you my armor because I've already got light armor and I don't want to fuck with my agility.
I thought yours was broken too.
Was it?
I think it was.
Nate, give me 2 D10s.
Oh, God. What the hell?
I think your armor broke as well on the bridge.
Grab the wrong one.
I can't remember.
I think maybe.
Well, I'll just give you my
18.
chainmail.
1 and an 8.
No, I'm not going to use it.
But it's a 1 and an 8.
Oh, 1 and an 8.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you open this thing and you see that there's some scrolls in it. You unroll one, and its palms open the southern gate. It says, which is a ball of fire hits D2 creatures, dealing D8 damage per creature. But first,
Yep.
DR12 presence.
Yep.
To determine if you can't handle this thing existing.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Nope. Knew
Yeah.
that was going to happen.
What do you do then?
I ripped that fucker apart.
Wow, ungrateful.
I can't help it.
The other one is foul psychopomp.
You literally can't.
Nope.
And you ripped that one up too?
I knew as soon as it was a tube
Wow.
for scrolls. I'm sorry.
I literally was triggering that with it.
I know you were.
I was trying to see what
I'm sorry, but he hates trees. I hate scrolls.
I feel like I
Should have asked.
Maybe I
Honestly.
should just give you a fucking torch.
Yeah.
You can burn them going forward.
It'll save me time.
I mean, yeah. You want a torch?
Yes.
All right, and you need a weapon, don't you? And you do too. You're swinging that bone around. I mean, you're good with it, but
Well,
it's a fucking bone,
It's
man.
an
I would
unfortunate
prefer
thing to be
if
good with.
Dennis would just take my armor. I don't want it slowing me down, anyways.
Fair enough. What do you wield? What do you generally use?
I've got a short, as you might have pronounced it earlier, a sword
A sword, yeah.
and D4 damage.
Oh, that's not going to be great. I think I got something better for you. What about you, Melville? You want to replace that bone with something better?
No, he's got a cleaver.
You do?
Wait. No. Dennis has the cleaver now from the goblin.
And
Yeah,
then
okay.
he had the short sword because you had the obsidian.
I got it
slab.
back.
But I gave it back to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I
I
have the
remember
bone.
that.
Yep.
All this
That's all you have.
recollection.
You'd rather have something more useful.
Every day.
All right. I got a couple of really sweet...
Elephant femur.
I do
don't
not
have one of those, to be honest.
Just a horse femur.
Hold on. Let me go to my room. I'll be right back. And he gets up from the table and takes off. Goes out the door that you guys came from. He's gone for like 20 minutes. And meanwhile, Tethyk is just sitting at the table waiting as well. And he's just kind of dozing. He's kind of just like...
He said he didn't sleep.
I'm not sleeping.
What the fuck? Holy shit.
Just idle.
Put it on standby.
I'm on standby. After about 20 minutes, Pelgrane comes back and you're just like dragging. You can hear him before you see him, and you're a little concerned. You're like, "What the fuck is that?" Because you hear like a dragging and like chains, like a dragging of metal on obsidian. And he comes back with 3 things. He's got. You now understand what the chains and the dragging were. He's dragging a flail behind him.
Holy shit.
One of you guys wants this heavy bastard, you can have it. You just don't quite get the chain. He's just kind of confused by it. So if you want the flail, you can take it. D8 damage.
Ooh, shit.
Can you wield it?
Yeah, you can wield it.
What's your strength, Arthur?
+1.
Oh,
mean, you
yeah.
can-
Does it have negative effects because it's so heavy?
No. Oddly enough, it does not.
Yeah, I'll run around with a goddamn
Feel
chain
like
flail.
you're the guy with the maybe flail shit.
He's also got.
Oh yeah, because you would cut yourself. So you on your backswing. Your
Oh, with the
your
wings too,
flail
he's
would
hovering.
hit you.
He's freaking flying,
Yeah.
flying over the battlefield.
Every time you hit somebody, a little bit of flesh rips off.
You're like a little disgusting hawk man.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, God.
spiky ass ball on a chain and with a handle. He's also got a decent looking sword. It's not like in bad shape at all, but it's not like pristine or anything. This thing's fine. If you want it, you can have it. But this bastard, and he pulls this like Zweihander off his back. It's smaller than the one he generally wields, which is weird to think that he carries a giant sword, but the mace was heavy. The flail was heavy.
Right.
If you guys want either of these two, and he talking to you, Arthur.
That big one?
If you want it,
Or is
Maybe that.
it's a Zweihander. It's a D10 damage, but you can't use scrolls while using it.
Give me that.
That makes more sense
And he
then.
plops on the table and just
We got ahead of ourselves. Give me that fucking flail.
cool. So you took the flail. You took the Zweihander.
Yeah, I don't read scrolls anyway, so
Yeah, that's what I figured out. So it really wouldn't hurt you.
Beautiful.
It's a big, heavy-ass two-handed sword. So keep in mind you're using it two-handedly.
I got the most powerful weapon here.
Okay,
With my wood-cutting axe.
are you loot goblins ready to go or what?
Absolutely. I'm going to take that other sword too with us, by the way.
Yeah, why not? I don't fucking need it. You look cool on the wall, though. I think it's a replica.
That makes sense. It looks like it's made out of stainless.
Yeah, it says made in China. Like, I don't know where China is, but you can have. And actually, that being the case, because because in the fiction we gave it this shitty quality, it would be a D6, but it's a D4.
oh
Just put replica sword.
yeah, there you go.
Well, because I didn't want you to have all 3 things, but
Yeah.
because you're gonna take the 3rd one, I'll just fucking weaken it.
It's just literally
Maybe it should be a D2 then.
a replacement.
Might as well fucking go with the bone in that case.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Okay, so with that, just walk out the front door. I will conjure the best portal I can. Honestly, no promises. And I'll see you guys next episode. Don't sniff glue.
Ah, fuck you.
This episode featured third-party content, Being Dead, courtesy of Christopher John Eggett. Thank you. All right, Nate back here once again at the end of the episode to let you know that our Patreon's a little bit different now. Of course, you can still find us on all the same socials looking up the World Standard, but Patreon specifically has changed a little bit. We added a new $3 tier called Paul, which is general Discord access and knowing that you support us, of course. Our $5 tier is the standard bearer tier, but we've added now, of course, the Discord access, exclusive voting power, behind-the-scenes content, and getting the opportunity to name one of the potential NPCs we come up with in our main feed. And back up to our D-Pick Agent $10 tier is, of course, bonus episodes, Discord access, exclusive voting power, behind-the-scenes content, NPC naming, and some Patreon shoutouts, just for you guys. Otherwise, everything's all the same. Find us anywhere you're looking for the World Standard. Of course, as always, we hope that you love the show, and don't sniff glue.
Man, without context, it just sounds like you're asking if you want to suck his wiener.
Oh, yeah, right.
You trying to slob on this knob, dog?
Calling me dog makes it worse. Oh, okay.
Oh, doggy slobber.
Oh, this can go on the end, right?
Yeah, whatever.
No!
Sure.